Gotta get that energy. Gotta get that energy. Get that energy. Get that energy. Zip, zap, zop. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. La. Aw. Energy. I don't feel the energy right now. Today, we're gonna be talking about my internship experience. Let's get started, shall we? Why an internship? Internships are great for people in many different industries, but of course I'm gonna focus today on fashion internships. Now, I'm sure we've heard of the horror stories, the fashion intern that's only job is to go get coffee and to take this to this department or go pick up like 50 scarves from Hermes. I definitely had no idea what to expect when I started interning, so hopefully this will help give you an idea of it, because my intern experience was actually extremely positive and was a job opportunity for me that really helped me grow as a person, as a designer, and excited me for any potential fashion work in the future. So where did I go? I started my internship at Athletic Propulsion Labs, or APL as I'll be calling it for the rest of this video, back in, I want to say 2019. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure my first day at APL was April 1st, 2019. And I was very excited when I was starting at this internship. The way I got, well, actually, let's backpedal a little bit. How did I get the internship? In one of my design classes, I think the class was 111C at Pasadena City College, you're given 4 projects, through the semester. But while you're doing these 4 projects in the semester, you're supposed to also be doing an internship associated with the class. The internship is there to help get you experience and a foot into the industry, and the professors help you find one. The way that this APL internship was proposed to me was by one of my professors. They mentioned that they were looking for fashion interns, and that they actually, one of the designers from their design team had gone to PCC and was actually at a portfolio review the year before, and I had met them not knowing that they would be my future boss. So definitely do your best to be respectful and make an impression at everyone you meet, because you never know who you're going to be working for in the future. So me and another classmate pique our interest. We ended up actually designing our first design project based off of the brand. So we both designed a collection that was us for Athletic Propulsion Labs, APL. I definitely now have more of a street style vibe when I go for my athletic clothing. I like a bit more of a baggy jogger. I like puffer jackets. I like baggy hoodies and like cropped style lines. And I actually think the reason why I like those things now was because of this internship. We'll get to that in a little bit. We designed these collections for the internship, and we have them ready for the interview, and we go on to this interview. We actually both had interview the same day, just a few hours apart. I go for my interview. They ask me a lot of the basic questions. They ask me to explain my design aesthetic, what are my goals in life, what I love to do, any hobbies. And they're looking through my portfolio. They specifically look at the mini collection that I designed for APL. I'm here as a job as a design intern, and so I want them to see how I design clothing, because I also created I created a custom marble print for it. I changed their logo with that marble print to sort of elevate it a little bit, and it must have worked, because about a week later I get the call that I got the internship, and it becomes such an amazing opportunity for me. So what is APL? APL is a luxury athletic shoe brand. If you want to specifically read more of their story is on their website. Their website will be put down below. They do not need any advertisement from me. This is just my experience with them. And I still own a lot of the shoes. So clearly I enjoyed the shoes. Today we're obviously specifically talking about the internship I had there. And we can't talk about that without talking a little bit about the brand. The brand, literally, they say, is the crossroads between luxury and performance. All their shoes are designed to be comfortable and good for exercising and performing any physical activity, while also being stylish and offered in a rainbow of colorways and interesting different silhouettes and unique takes on some classic silhouettes, like their Chelsea boot, which I have right here. This is actually what was one of my favorite shoes while I worked there. It was started back in 2009 by Adam and Ryan Goldston. They're identical twins. They were 22 years old when they started this, so good for y'all. They really did do this. And if you ever see Adam and Ryan Goldston, they're two Adonis looking men, truly statuesque, physically fit. They wear like the most quality, like luxury athletic clothing ever, and always rocking a pair of APLs. They always have shades on. Their look, when I first met them, I was very intimidated, but once I met them, I realized that they're pretty cool. And actually, that I have to say that for everyone there at the company when I met them, everyone was really nice, really cool. I definitely was the baby there of the office. I was 22 years old when I met them, and that's how old they were when they started this company. So it was definitely very interesting to meet these guys that felt like they were from a completely different part of the world, and also to know that I was working for them. It was definitely very interesting. But meeting all the different people there, like meeting the shoe design team was interesting. Meeting the photographer was so cool. The graphic designer, the people that handled like the business side of it all, the social media manager. And it was so interesting to feel like I was part of this little team, a very small team when I was there. I don't know if it's grown in the recent years. I'm definitely interested if it has. Also, I'm still down to work with y'all again. But me starting for this company was so exciting. It felt like I was an actual designer for once, because I was able to work with these designers on this design team. So what was my job there? I was a fashion design intern. So my main job focused on helping the two designers for the design team. Pretty small design team, but they were amazing designers, the two of them. I won't say their names out of respect of them, because I don't know, I did not check with them if it's okay, but they honestly were two amazing women that I met at such a formative time in my life that inspired me and inspired my work and taught and showed me so many amazing things. I'm forever grateful for those two amazing people that I met. And they're just such amazing, inspiring women, and I hope the best for them. Working with them, I learned so much about myself. So what were my jobs? Basically, my jobs were to organize swatches whenever we got any swatches, take notes and sit at design meetings when we were talking about what fabrics were going to be used, what pieces were going to be made. Also taking measurements when we were doing fittings, checking the spec sheets to make sure that the garments that we received from the factory were the same spec as the original spec'd garment. We also were in charge of styling sometimes. So I remember helping style looks for the photographer there at the company, and also helping the shoe designers if they needed help moving shoes or stacking shoes, because they actually were working on a shoe archive while I was there. They wanted a copy of every single shoe that they had ever made so that they had it there to instantly grab and reference. And it was my job to organize it by season and colorway, which I did fairly well. It was very long work, but I maintained that sort of organization fairly well. And then we had a back room that was filled with shoes that was just like surplus of stuff that we didn't need, that got, I think, donated at one point, especially like a lot of fabrics. In my mind, my job was to create a quality of life for everyone there at the office. Whether that was making sure that there was always water in the fridge, or making sure that the snacks were organized, and make sure that the shoes were up off the floor so people could actually walk through, making sure that the back room was organized, making sure that the offices their individual offices weren't so dirty. They did have like a maintenance crew that like cleaned their office, but I made sure that things weren't unorganized. I helped keep an organization. This internship at one point became sort of an office management job. I would not say I was an office manager, but looking at some of the roles that I had, I helped maintain the quality of the office and maintain the sort of flow. I checked packages. I took packages to essentially all my bosses, because essentially everyone there was my boss. I was underneath all of them. I worked for all of them. If they needed help with something, I was the help. I will say, even though I was the help, I never was sent on like an errand run. I was never sent to go get coffee. I was never sent to go get lunch for people. And I was treated with a lot of respect while I was there, and it felt so reassuring and it felt really great. I definitely will say I'm blessed to have landed where I landed, because I have nothing but good things to say about this company. Even when I was designing and contributing designs, a few of my designs got picked, and that felt exciting. They never got put into production because while I was there, the apparel division was dissolved. So my bosses that I was originally hired for moved on to another company, and I started essentially just helping maintain the office and organizing the office, checking for packages, finding lost packages, which is always a thing. I learned a lot from just working there, from those two amazing women that helped me flourish into a better designer and have a better quality control for my designs and from every process to beginning. One of them was more of a technical designer and did really clean tech flats, and another one was very artistic. She was like a hand painter, so definitely had a lot of hand done illustrations in full color that excited me, and I had a different approach than they did. It sort of helped me get a few of my accessory designs picked. They were intrigued in some of my bag designs, and I enjoyed it a lot. I even learned a lot about shoe design while I was there from their head shoe designer. I believe they had 2 shoe designers, but I actually learned a lot about shoe design and illustrated a few shoes, and athletic shoes specifically, but I never had the opportunity to show it to them because and when I say opportunity, I really mean missed opportunity, because it was all on me. At that time, I was pretty young. I was 22, maybe turning 23, and I felt so insecure about my work. I knew I was a great designer, but I was at a different level here. It wasn't like at school where everyone was just gonna look at myself and be like, wow, you're so good at drawing. In this situation, how good I was at drawing didn't mean anything. It was whether the designs were good and whether people that don't know anything about illustrating or drawing could understand them. So that's something that I learned there, that in illustration, you can't just have a front and a back. It needs a 3/4 view, it needs an inside view, it needs a 3-dimensional view, it needs a view while a model is wearing the bag or the clothing or the shoe. It's something that I picked up while working there. So this is exactly what I mean. Internships just help you flourish and grow. You learn a lot from these experiences because they allow you to literally get out of the comfort zone and learn on the job. And of course, I was being handsomely paid there for my age. And I even had like a gym membership, and the gym was literally 2 doors down. I got discounts at all the businesses that were there in the same like office spaces that we were at. I look back at that time in my life and think so fondly of the experiences I had. I was even there at APL's first store opening at the Grove. I got to see what it looked like before it opened. I got to see all the new shoes before they launched. So cool seeing the process of designing, getting to pick designers' brains, not just clothing designers, apparel designers, but shoe designers. The shoe design team there at APL are so talented and so smart. I definitely enjoy them, and if I ever had the opportunity to work with them again, that would definitely be something I would love to do. I think shoe design is really exciting and interesting. To sort of wrap this up in a bow, are internships worth it? Yes, if they are nourishing. An internship has to feel like a job, be fulfilling like a job, but still feel like school in a sense where you're learning every day you're there. I don't think there was a day where I was at this internship not learning something new. And their shoes were such an interesting take and innovation on sneakers. Their vibe is definitely sneakers for performance styles. For example, this is one of my favorites. This is the men's Ascend, and I got this shoe back really early when I was working for them. I definitely wish, looking back, that I got it in black or white, but it has such interesting style lines and shapes and like a mesh associated with it. This one unfortunately has like some fading on that blue, which is why I said I wish I got it in black or in white, because I think it would just last a lot better. But these are like some of my favorite sneakers, and they actually fit really comfortably. They look really cool. The color is such a fun blue, and I actually think it might be a shoe that I wear this summer, but I haven't entirely decided yet if I'm still in love with them. Another shoe that's really cool that came out while I was working there is actually the Chelsea boot. This is like a whole idea of literally like a leather Chelsea boot, but an athletic version of it. The fabric is this zigzag material, and it actually feels really nice. And the thing that I've always appreciated about it is the shoes have always felt luxurious. These unfortunately don't have the insoles anymore because I took them out apparently and forgot. They definitely, in my opinion, are a cornerstone of performance and luxury. They are pretty expensive shoes. I think most of them are between like $175 to $200. And of course their staple, in my opinion, is like the Tech Loom Pro. I have this in black and in this gray. It's pretty dirty because I wear it quite often, but I've had this pair since 2019 and they still feel amazing. They're so comfortable. They are very dirty now that I'm realizing I should not pick those back up. They are such a good go-to sneaker. They're like great running shoe, they're a great exercise shoe, they're a great walking shoe, and they come in such a wide variety of colorways that you can definitely be very stylish in a regular outfit with a bright pop of color in the shoe. Oh, and all their shoes are machine washable. I literally washed some of these shoes very recently. They literally get almost brand new. It's a running shoe, it's an exercise shoe, and once it gets dirty, you just throw it in the washer and let it air dry, and it's as good as new. And that excited me at the time. So to wrap this up in a bow, was it worth it? Yes. I loved this internship. This internship was the coolest job I had. It felt amazing being part of a design team for while it lasted. And even though being a part of their design team didn't last the whole time while I was working there, I liked this sort of office job where I just helped all the people at the company with whatever small tasks or large tasks they had. And even though I feel like my part was very, very small and almost nothing, I never felt small or like nothing working there. They were always reassuring, they were always supportive, they were always inspiring and exciting. And even though I felt a little like an oddball there, you know, I have more of a punk fashion-y, little preppy aesthetic, they made me feel at home. And I appreciate APL so much for the experience and the opportunity just to work with them. Maybe it'll happen again someday. I don't know. But I definitely love Athletic Propulsion Labs, and all the people there I have nothing but fond memories of. And I hope they're still thriving and doing amazing wherever it is they are, whether they're still working there or not. With that, I'm going to call this video done. If you're curious about internships, look for some in your area. If you're in fashion school, talk to your professors. A lot of your professors have more reach than you think. You need to remember all of the students that came before you are probably working in the industry right now, and they can definitely throw out a lifeline to hire people. I know personally, if I were to hire interns, I'd probably go back and look at the place where I went to school. So it makes sense. And that's what the person that hired me did. Don't be afraid. Go for the internship. And even if they turn you down, there's another one right across the corner. I guarantee it. With that, I'm gonna go. You take care. It's been real. It's been fun. Don't be afraid to go for your internship. I hope this video has inspired you to look into some internships and get really excited about what it is you might want to do in the industry. And internships are a really, really great way to figure that out, to literally test the waters and play the field and get excited about fashion and working in fashion. Don't be discouraged if an internship ends up being something that it's not. I know I had a positive review, so I'm definitely coming at it from a positive perspective, but I have heard some interesting horror stories about internships. Just remember to take some bit of knowledge everywhere you go and grow from it. With that, I'm gonna go. Bye!